Hey, all you wickedly wonderful witches out there. This is Wyrd Witchcraft, where we talk about witches, witchcraft, the unseen, and everything in between. I'm your host, Lynn, and today I got coffee. Coffee's, an award winner, so. Fabulous coffee. So if you want to kind of get comfy and grab your favorite beverage, come along for a little bit of a ride. So today I'm delving into some... Really? Oh. Sardine wishes to join in on the conversation today. So today I'm talking about somatic healing. Now, if you've never heard about what that is, that's fine. It's fairly, well, it's not new, but it is at the same time. Hi. Are you coming in and sharing your 2 cents on the conversation, are you? Watch out for the candle. Don't burn yourself. Yeah. You come this way. Come this way. Uh-huh. So somatic healing. Soma comes from the Greek, meaning the body. So somatic healing is healing the body. Now, you might be thinking, okay, isn't that what we already do? We heal our body if something's wrong. Well, somatic healing is a little bit different in that it tries to push stuck energy that keeps creating issues for us out and through our bodies. So traumas that may have occurred in childhood or ones that may have occurred, yesterday. But it's very different in the, traditional modern medicine, let's say. It is changing, but it basically band-aids the issue. It doesn't usually address what is actually going on, even if it's something big. Like one of the examples I like to give is carpal tunnel, where you have the issue in your wrist from repetitive motions. Well, the thing is all these tendons and everything are connected to muscles, which are connected to other muscles in your hands, in your elbows, in your shoulders, all the way along, down your back. So when Western medicine sees a carpal tunnel issue, they're like, oh, we gotta do some surgery to get all that sorted. Meanwhile, if you have issues and it's like, oh, you've got carpal tunnel, there are exercises that you can do with all of these other muscles and joints to ease that tension in your wrist without resorting to surgery. So that's where it kind of differs. Somatic healing goes, okay, this part hurts, but what is the root cause? Why does it hurt? Now, you have all your physicalities, so all the muscles, all the joints, everything's stiffening up. But there is another reason, an underlying issue. Because you can do all the exercises and make sure everything is good. But if you don't address why it happened in the first place, it's going to happen again. So, soma, the body, means the whole body. It means the energy body. It means the physical body. It means all of the things that are connected to create the whole being. Right? So somatic healing, even though it's like, the flavor of the month, the buzzword that's coming up, it has been around for a long time. So some somatic healing modalities that you may have heard of are Reiki, they are yoga, Qigong. If we're getting into therapies, EMDR, tapping, that sort of thing. There was one that I came across today when I've never heard of it before. It's called Hakomi, and it is a modality that it kind of feels like it would be reminiscent of Buddhist philosophies, where it's like nonviolence to yourself. So it's being forgiving to yourself, and there's a lot of stuff involved in it. I didn't really look terribly deeply at it this morning. Hi. But I'm interested, and I'm going to go back and look at it. So what are some of the things that you can do? Well, there are different ways of doing somatic healing. So there's breath work. So if you've done any kind of meditative breathing, yogic breathing, box breathing, holotropic breathing, Wim Hof is another one that seems to be working for a lot of people. That breath work, not for the sake of just doing breathing, but to actually push that energy through the body to find areas where it might be stuck or where you might not even realize it's sitting, and it pushes that energy through. So even though we're physical beings, we are also energy beings. So when we have traumas, when we have things that have impacted us in our lives, a lot of times we hold on to some of it, or a lot of it. You know, we have a lot of stuff that has developed in our adult lives stems from something that happened in childhood, the way we act or react to things. So somatic healing helps to bring all of that up to the surface, because you can't just pretend that it didn't happen. You have to deal with it. And it brings it all up to the surface. And then it deals with it. It doesn't just go, well, there you go. You got all these raging emotions and all kinds of weird shit happening to your body, and good luck. It actually gives you an opportunity to free up that energy or to release that trauma. There's sound baths or vibrational. Hi. Sorry. Lost my train of thought because there's a cute little kitty cat. Vibrational or tonal sounds that you can use. Mantras, chanting, light language. That's another tale for another time. But all of those things can help us move this energy through our bodies to lighten it, to give us an opportunity to be able to heal the physical body, heal the emotional body, heal the spiritual body, right? And I mentioned before, like movement stuff, so Qigong or yoga. You can also do, there are people that are kind of creating, don't put your tail in my coffee. There are people that are creating exercises that are geared towards specific stuff, and a lot of them are like specific to feminine trauma or masculine trauma or certain aspects in the body, things that actually create issues in other parts of the body. And there are people that are creating exercises that push the body through these different scenarios to get you to have that movement that pushes it out physically out of the body. I feel like I'm not explaining this properly, but I think you get the gist of it. So why is this important? You know, a lot of times, especially in the spiritual community, it's, vibe higher, good vibes only, or it's like enlightenment, reach this, reach that, reach whatever. And we always kind of seem to get stuck up in our energetic bodies. We're like up here. We're not actually a lot of times in touch with the body that carries our soul around, the vessel that we use while we're here on this physical plane. And everything that we experience goes through the body first. So if we don't have something that is going to sorry, got distracted by Kitty again. If we don't have something that is able to move that energy through, it gets stuck. We're here to have experiences. We're here to learn the things. And if the lesson that happened gets stuck in our body, we can't move past it. So when you have somatic healing modalities that are there specifically to open you up to that flow of energy, it helps you to heal things you didn't realize you needed to heal from. What you doing? Are you going to start batting my crystals around? Probably. So there are some that I have tried. So as far as therapies are concerned, I've tried EMDR, which is the eye movement, where you do your lateral eye movement and you reprogram past traumas. And it's a lot. And it can do a lot. You know, I've been an advocate for sound and vibrational healing for a very long time. You know, I'm a firm believer in mantras, in chanting, in the way that tonal sounds affect our bodies. And even now, like you're getting sound baths, which, you know, a lot of people will use the I forget what they're called, the bowls. Do you know what they're called? Nope. Okay. The bowls with you know what I'm talking about. And they use them in sound baths. So you're immersed in these vibrations that help kind of shake loose some of the stuff that is stuck inside your actual physical body and release it, right? So it is not only is it actually hitting your physical body, it's vibrating with the energetic body. You see what I'm saying? A lot of Western medicine never really addresses the energetic body. It's always just the physical symptoms. And a lot of times the physical symptoms come up as a result of something else, right? So the physical symptoms are actually the end result of things that have been going on for a while. So somatic healing addresses the root cause, the root problem, the root issue. And I mean, some of it is surface, but you have to start somewhere, right? If you dig super deep, you might end up having to start all over again because it was just too much, right? Sometimes you got to take those baby steps. And so you have all these different modalities that you can try. You know, people sit down to meditate and they're like, I can't do it. And they only tried twice, right? I get that. I understand, because you feel like there's supposed to be something happening. And the thing is it's something like meditation is gradual. You don't always have like a, wow, that was the best meditation thing I've ever done, every time. And the same goes for the breath work, or for yoga, or qigong, or chanting. You know, though with chanting, I have found that because you are using your own voice and it's resonating in your own body, I have noticed that that one kind of tends to affect people more quickly. But the first time you go into a yoga class specifically geared to somatic healing, let's say, specifically geared to something that you need to heal. So you go into that class. The first time you go in there, you might not be very good at it. You might not understand why your body has to react in the way that it has to react. You might not be able to even sit cross-legged. But if you go back, you get better. I think there's this misconception that you have to be good at everything the very first time you try it, or it doesn't work. And that's not actually how things work. I've been guilty of that myself. Hello. Or even breath work. Even if it's meditative breath work or yogic breath work or box breathing, it's uncomfortable. It makes us uncomfortable. But there is a reason why we get uncomfortable. It's because it's moving things around. And that discomfort brings with it release. I mentioned light language because that is something that I've been focusing on a little bit more lately. And I really enjoy it because chanting and mantra has a specific thing. You have a mantra. You chant a specific set of words or tones. Light language kind of plays more off your emotional body. And even though you're gearing it towards doing something specific, it's different every time. And it bypasses the language centers of the brain so that your brain can't analyze what's happening, right? With mantras, the brain can analyze, oh, well, this is this mantra and it does this, and right? But with light language, you're kind of going, this is a emotional thing. And the brain's going, what is this? I can't quantify this. Like there's, I don't understand. And so it's almost like that's set aside so it's easier for you to be able to heal something. Qigong or Tai Chi or any of those, like, yes, okay, they're, especially Tai Chi is a modality where it was geared towards allowing warriors to continue practicing a martial art without actually alerting people to the fact that they were practicing a martial art. But it is still a way of getting the body to move purposefully. See, I think the key is purposefully, in such a way that it moves that energy around. Dance can be another thing. Just dancing. It's movement of the body. Interpretive dance, especially, because it's how you feel at the time. You're engaging that part of you. You're thinking about something. Maybe it is something traumatic, and you're trying to free your body up from it, right? You're trying to express, this is how I feel about this. And so dance can be very powerful as well. So where am I going with all of this? So, even though, honey, yeah, I moved. Even though we have a lot of buzzwords that come up, and we have a lot of flavor of the month stuff that comes up, especially in the spiritual community. Well, maybe not just especially, but it's just because that's where my focus is and I notice it. And you get all these ookie kabuki, like, what the heck, like the sun in your butthole thing that was popular a couple years ago, and I was like, what? Far be it for me if that's something that you do and you enjoy it and you get benefit from it, fine. I don't understand it, right? So there are certain things that crop up in the healing spiritual community where I go, I don't understand. Somatic healing, on the other hand, is one of those ones that I wish everybody would embrace. Now again, as it becomes a big popular thing, you're going to get all of those people that are like, this is the best way to do somatic healing. And no, this is the best way to do somatic healing. And you're going to get that. So why am I bringing all this up? I think that it's important to not rule anything out, but to also not accept everything at face value. So for me, in my journey, sound has been a big thing. Sound. Always. But recently, I have incorporated a little bit more movement into my healing journey. So I've been looking at all of these different modalities and all the different things that people do as a form of body healing, somatic healing, alternative therapies, what have you. Even talk therapy can actually have, my chair squeaking. Even talk therapy can have a certain amount of soma involved, especially if you have a therapist, a trauma therapist, or someone that understands how to pinpoint or specify trauma. And I think it's really important for us to remember that we are here to have an experience, but that doesn't mean that we have to be stuck in the trauma of an experience, if that makes sense. And as people move through all of this heavy energy that already exists on the earth, there needs to be a focus on, how am I doing? Because if you're not okay, you can't help anybody else be okay. Well, you can, but it's not as effective, if you know what I mean. And I really feel like more people need to know that there are a bunch of these healing modalities out here. It's not something that mainstream really talks about because, they can't make money off of it. Once you actually heal the whole person, what is there to make money from, right? So that old system is starting to break down. It's going to take a while, obviously. But as we recognize that our bodies actually play a huge role in our spiritual journey, in our evolution, in our engagement of what is happening here and now, of our experiential situation here in the physical. There's a clue: physical body, physical reality. The experiences that we have in such density are here to elevate us, and when me specifically, elevate myself, heal myself, it heals more than just me. If you enter into a contract with yourself where you're like, I'm going to make sure I'm okay, I'm going to heal myself, once you're able to do that, it also ripples and impacts those things and people around you. And I think that's really important as we move into the next phase of our evolution and our expression of who we are as human beings. So I'm going to leave you there. The cat has departed. Well, she hasn't departed. She's right here. Right? You almost sat on my mouse. Oh, all right. Anyway, you guys have a great day, night, whatever, and do something good for yourself. Maybe check out a somatic healing modality, and just pick one that sounds interesting to you and give it a try. May not be for you, but maybe it will. Anyway, you guys take care, and we'll see you in the next one. I think the next one, yeah, I don't know that it's going to be witchy either. It might be more of a spiritual thingy. I don't know. We'll see. I've got quite a few topics. And if you have ideas for topics that you'd like to kind of have a discussion on, let me know. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.